And there were protesters at the state capitol today speaking out in that debate over how to penalize people who are carrying the deadly drug fentanyl. The state Senate now taking up a major bill aimed at the fentanyl crisis. The bill passed the House yesterday and includes mandatory prison time for people who sell a certain amount of fentanyl to someone and that person dies from it. Also makes it a felony to sell any amount of fentanyl. Our political specialist Sean Boyd live from the Capitol on this. Sean, you've been covering the issue since even before the bill was introduced. Talk about emotional.
Yeah, and Jim, you know, what's interesting is most of the bill is not controversial. Stiffer penalties for dealers, more money for treatment and education. At the center of the debate is a provision in the bill that makes possession alone of even small amounts of fentanyl a felony. That one provision could end up costing the entire bill.
This particular legislation could lead to mass incarceration 2.0.
Outside the Capitol, opponents of the bill argued it goes too far, making simple possession of small amounts of fentanyl a felony.
I have studied the drug laws in America and the world for over 50 years. Making possession of any drug a felony is the stupidest thing you can do.
Fentanyl.
Inside the Capitol, supporters of the bill insisted fentanyl isn't just any drug. 2 milligrams, the equivalent of a few grains of salt, can kill, and it's now in every street drug.
I got the knock at 2 a.m. the next morning that the boys were gone, and I just went into a complete shock.
Matt Riviera lost both of his sons when they took what they thought was oxycodone. Their deaths ruled an overdose, and the killer, if caught, could get probation. The bill would change that. Boulder District Attorney Michael Doherty says it will help deter dealers.
They will take note of it and take their business elsewhere. And for those who fail to do that and kill people in our state, they will be held fully responsible with mandatory state prison sentences.
The bill also includes millions of dollars for treatment and allows people caught with small amounts of fentanyl to plead down to a misdemeanor if they complete treatment.
Treatment at the point of a gun doesn't work.
Former defense attorney Phil Cherner says neither do increased penalties. Matt Riviera says doing nothing isn't an option.
Because we have got to stop this epidemic. People are dying every day. People are dying.
I do not expect the Senate Judiciary Committee to take a vote on this bill tonight. That will come Thursday. I do expect a lot of amendments to this bill. 139 have been drafted. Prosecutors want to change a provision in the bill that requires a person know that they have fentanyl in their possession in order to charge them with a felony. Opponents of the bill say no possession alone of fentanyl should be a felony regardless of the amount. Live at the Capitol, Sean Boyd covering Colorado First.
All right, Sean, thanks for straightening all that out for us. Thank you.